Welcome to my channel, Bookish English. Hello, lovely students. I am Ariel, and today we are going to solve the biggest problem in English learning. You understand English when you read. You understand when you listen. But when it is time to speak, your mind goes blank and your mouth stops. This is not your fault. This is because understanding English is a mental skill, but speaking English is a physical skill. Your brain already knows, but your mouth is not trained. In this video, I will show you how to train your mouth muscles step by step so you can finally speak with confidence. And listen carefully. Lesson 3 and Lesson 5 are extremely powerful. If you miss them, your speaking will stay stuck. So, stay till the end, because your transformation starts today. Lesson 1, Mind versus Mouth Reality. There is something very important that most English learners never understand, and because of this one misunderstanding, they stay stuck for years. You might be one of them. You listen to English videos, you read books, you understand many words, and sometimes you even feel proud that you can follow conversations. But then something strange happens. The moment you try to speak, your mouth becomes slow, your mind becomes confused, and nothing comes out the way you want. You feel like you know English, but you cannot use it. And slowly this creates frustration, self-doubt, and even fear. You start thinking, maybe English is not for me, or maybe I am not good at speaking. But here is the truth, and I want you to listen very carefully. The problem is not your intelligence. The problem is not your memory. The problem is that you are training the wrong skill. Understanding English is a mental skill, but speaking English is a physical skill. This is the biggest difference that changes everything. When you listen to English, your brain is active. It recognizes words, it connects meanings, and it builds understanding. This is why you can watch a video and say, "Yes, I understand this." But speaking is completely different. Speaking is not only about knowing words. It is about using your mouth, your tongue, your lips, your breath, and your voice together at the same time. It is a physical performance. And just like any physical performance, it requires training. If you never train your body, you cannot expect it to perform well. In the same way, if you never train your speaking muscles, you cannot expect your mouth to speak fluently. Let me explain this with a simple example that you will never forget. Imagine a person who watches football every day. He understands the rules, he knows the players, he can even predict the game. But if you send him to the field and ask him to play, what will happen? He will struggle. His body will not respond. His movements will be slow and unbalanced. Why? Because watching is not the same as doing. Understanding is not the same as performing. This is exactly what is happening with your English. You are watching, listening, and understanding, but you are not training your speaking muscles. So when it is time to speak, your mouth is not ready. This is what I call the silent learner trap. It is a very common situation, and it feels very real. You become a good listener, a good reader, but a weak speaker. You start thinking in your mind, "I know this sentence," but when you try to say it, your tongue stops, your pronunciation breaks, and your confidence drops. At that moment, you feel like a robot. Your voice has no emotion. Your sentences are not smooth, and your speaking feels unnatural. This is not because you do not know English. It is because your mouth has not learned how to express what your brain already knows. Now I want you to focus on one powerful idea that can change your learning forever. Your tongue is weak, not your brain. This may sound simple, but it is a deep truth. Your brain already understands many English patterns. You have heard them again and again, but your tongue has not practiced them enough. It has not developed the strength, speed, and flexibility needed for fluent speech. And just like any weak muscle in the body, it needs training. It needs repetition. It needs practice with intention. Without that, speaking will always feel difficult. Many learners make a big mistake at this stage. They think they need more vocabulary, more grammar, or more reading. So they continue to study, but they still do not speak. This creates a cycle where knowledge increases, but speaking ability stays the same. You must break this cycle today. You must understand that speaking is not a knowledge problem. It is a training problem. And once you accept this, your approach will change completely. Instead of only learning English, you will start practicing English physically. You will start training your mouth the same way an athlete trains his body. Let me give you another simple comparison. If you want to build strong arms, you do not just read about exercise. You lift weights again and again. At first, it feels hard. Your muscles feel weak. But slowly, with repetition, they become stronger. The same thing happens with your speaking muscles. At first, your pronunciation feels uncomfortable. Your sentences feel slow. But if you repeat, if you practice daily, your tongue becomes faster, your mouth becomes more flexible, and your speech becomes natural. This is not magic. This is training. Now I want you to think about your own experience. How many times have you said, "I understand English, but I cannot speak"? This sentence is very common, but now you understand its real meaning. It does not mean you are bad at English. It means you have trained your mind, but not your mouth. And the good news is, this problem is completely solvable. You do not need years to fix it. You just need the right method and the right practice. In this video, we are going to change everything step by step. You will learn how to move from understanding to speaking. You will learn how to train your tongue, how to build muscle memory, and how to speak with confidence. But first, you must accept this truth deeply. Speaking is a physical skill. It needs action, repetition, and consistency. If you only watch and listen, nothing will change. But if you start training your mouth every day, even for a few minutes, your progress will surprise you. And here is something very important I want you to remember. Do not wait to feel ready. Many learners think, "I will speak when I feel confident." But confidence does not come before speaking. Confidence comes after practice. It grows when your mouth becomes comfortable with English sounds. So start now, even if your voice feels slow, even if your pronunciation is not perfect. This is the beginning of your real progress. Stay with me, because in the next lesson, you will discover why your tongue needs specific training and how you can start building strength and control in a simple and powerful way. Once you understand that, you will never feel stuck again, and you will finally take the first real step towards speaking English with confidence. Lesson 2. Your tongue needs training. Now that you understand the biggest truth from the previous lesson, something inside you should already feel different. You are no longer confused about why speaking feels difficult. You know that it is not a problem of knowledge, but a problem of training. And now we are going to go deeper into this idea, because this is where real transformation begins. You must understand this clearly and practically. Your tongue is a muscle, and like every muscle in your body, it needs training, repetition, and daily use. If you do not train it, it will stay weak. And if it stays weak, your speaking will always feel slow, uncomfortable, and unnatural. Think about your body for a moment. If you never run, your legs will not suddenly become fast. If you never lift weights, your arms will not suddenly become strong. In the same way, if you never train your tongue to produce English sounds, your mouth will not suddenly speak fluently. This is simple, but very powerful. Many learners ignore this truth, and that is why they stay stuck. They keep learning more words, more grammar, more rules, but their speaking does not improve. Why? Because they are training the brain, but not the mouth. And speaking is a coordination of muscles, not just a memory of words. Now let us talk about something very real that you might have experienced many times. You know a word, you understand its meaning, but when you try to say it, it feels strange. Your tongue moves in the wrong way, your sound is not clear, and sometimes you even stop in the middle of the word. This happens because your tongue is not used to the movement required for that sound. English has many sounds that may not exist in your native language, and your tongue needs time and repetition to learn them. Without that training, your pronunciation will always feel difficult. Let me give you a few simple but powerful examples. Take the word think. Many learners say sink instead of think. Why does this happen? It is not because they do not know the word. It is because their tongue is not trained to produce the sound. This sound requires a specific movement where the tongue comes slightly between the teeth. If you never practice this movement, your mouth will choose an easier sound that it already knows. That is why you say sink. The same thing happens with very and wary. The difference between weathing and is a physical movement of the lips and teeth. If you do not train this movement, your pronunciation will stay incorrect, no matter how much you understand the word. This brings us to a very important concept that you must remember from today. It is called muscle memory. Muscle memory means your body learns through repetition until the action becomes automatic. When you first try a new movement, it feels difficult and slow, but when you repeat it again and again, your muscles remember it. After some time, you do not need to think. The action becomes natural. This is exactly what happens in fluent speaking. Fluent speakers are not thinking about every word. Their mouth is moving automatically because their muscles are trained. Right now, your speaking feels slow because your tongue is thinking too much. It is trying to remember how to move, where to go, and how to produce the sound. But when you train your tongue daily, something amazing happens. Your mouth starts working faster. Your pronunciation becomes clearer. Your sentences start flowing more smoothly. And most importantly, your confidence begins to grow. This is not because your English knowledge suddenly increased. It is because your speaking muscles became stronger and more comfortable. Now here is where many learners make another mistake. They are afraid to practice speaking because they think they will make mistakes. They feel shy. They feel uncomfortable. They feel that their voice does not sound good. But this fear is actually stopping their progress. When you go to the gym, do you expect your body to be perfect on the first day? Of course not. You accept that your muscles are weak, and you start training. The same mindset is needed here. You must accept that your tongue is not trained yet, and that is completely okay. Mistakes are not a sign of failure. They are a sign that your muscles are learning. So from today, you need to change your approach completely. Stop thinking that speaking will come automatically one day. It will not. You have to train it intentionally. You have to give time to your mouth, not just your mind. Even 5 to 10 minutes of daily speaking practice can start changing your muscle memory. The key is consistency. Small daily practice is much more powerful than long practice once a week. Your tongue needs regular exercise to improve. Let me guide you with a simple but powerful idea. Every time you hear English, do not just understand it. Think about how it is spoken. Notice the sound, the rhythm, the movement, and then try to copy it. Even if your first attempt is not perfect, it is still progress. Each attempt is like one repetition in the gym, and every repetition makes your muscles stronger. You also need to bring energy into your practice. Speaking is not only about words, it is about expression, emotion, and flow. When you speak with energy, your mouth becomes more active, your muscles work better, your voice sounds more natural. So do not speak like a robot. Speak like a human being. Use feeling, use expression, and use your voice fully. This will accelerate your improvement. At this point, you should feel something important. You should feel that speaking English is now in your control. It is not a mystery anymore. It is a skill that you can build step by step. You do not need special talent. You do not need perfect grammar. You just need consistent training of your speaking muscles. And now comes the most exciting part. In the next lesson, I am going to show you one powerful method that can train your tongue faster than anything else. This method is used by language learners all over the world, and it can completely change the way you speak. If you follow it correctly, your mouth will start adapting to English naturally, and your fluency will begin to grow. Lesson 3. Shadowing Method Explained. Now we come to the most important turning point in your journey. Until now, you have understood the problem. You know that your mind understands English, but your mouth is not trained to speak it. You know that your tongue is a muscle, and it needs practice. But the big question is still here. What exactly should you do every day so that your speaking starts improving? This is where most learners feel lost. They want to practice, but they do not know how. They try random methods. They speak sometimes, they stop again, and nothing really changes. That confusion ends today, because now you are going to learn one of the most powerful and proven techniques in the world of language learning. This method is simple, practical, and extremely effective. It is called shadowing. Let me explain shadowing in the simplest way possible, so you can start using it immediately. Shadowing means you listen to a native English speaker, and then you repeat what they say, sentence by sentence, trying to copy not just the words, but also the way they speak. You become like a shadow of that speaker. You follow their voice, their rhythm, their tone, and their emotion. You do not just speak English, you imitate English. And this is the key difference that changes everything. Most learners try to create sentences in their mind first and then speak. That is slow and stressful. Shadowing removes that pressure. It trains your mouth directly, without overthinking. Now let us break this method into very clear and simple steps, so you can follow it without confusion. First, choose a very short clip. Do not choose a long video. Do not choose something difficult. Start with 5 to 10 seconds of clear, simple English. It can be from a YouTube video, a movie, or even a short conversation. The important thing is that the speaker is clear and natural. Second, listen to the clip carefully. Do not rush. Focus on how the sentence sounds. Notice the speed, the stress, and the emotion. Third, pause the clip after one sentence. Now repeat that sentence. Speak it out loud. Do not whisper. Do not just move your lips. Use your full voice. Fourth, repeat the same sentence again, maybe 2 or 3 times. Each time, try to improve your sound and make it closer to the original speaker. Then move to the next sentence and do the same process again. Here is something very important that most learners ignore, but you must not ignore it. When you repeat the sentence, do not only copy the words, copy the feeling. If the speaker sounds excited, you sound excited. If the speaker sounds serious, you sound serious. If the speaker sounds surprised, you sound surprised. This is what makes your English natural. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine the sentence is, "I can't believe this is happening." Now listen to how a native speaker says it. There is emotion in the voice. There is surprise. There is energy. Now if you repeat it like a robot, "I can't believe this is happening," it sounds flat and unnatural. But if you repeat it with feeling, "I can't believe this is happening," your voice becomes alive. This is real speaking. This is what you must practice. At the beginning, this method may feel a little strange. You may feel slow. You may feel that you are not doing it correctly. That is completely normal. Remember what we learned in the previous lesson. Your tongue is not trained yet. It needs time to adjust. But if you stay consistent, something amazing will happen. After a few days, your mouth will start moving more easily. Your pronunciation will become clearer. Your rhythm will start matching the speaker. And slowly, you will feel that English is not something you are thinking about. It is something you are doing naturally. Now let us talk about the 3 biggest mistakes that learners make when they try shadowing, so you can avoid them from the start. The first mistake is speaking too fast. Many learners try to match the speed of the native speaker immediately. This creates stress and reduces clarity. You do not need to be fast. You need to be clear. Start slow and then increase your speed gradually. The second mistake is ignoring emotion. As we discussed, speaking without emotion makes your English sound robotic. Always bring feeling into your voice. This will train your natural speaking ability. The third mistake is not repeating enough. Some learners repeat a sentence once and move on. That is not enough. Repetition is the key to muscle memory. You must repeat each sentence multiple times until it feels comfortable. Let me give you a simple structure you can follow every day. Take one short clip, work on it for 10 to 15 minutes. Repeat each sentence at least 3 to 5 times. Focus on clarity, emotion, and rhythm. Do not worry about perfection. Focus on progress. Even small improvement every day will create a big change over time. At this moment, you should feel something powerful inside you. You now have a method. You are no longer guessing. You are no longer confused. You have a clear path. And if you follow this path daily, your speaking will change. It is not a question of if. It is a question of when. And that moment will come sooner than you think. Stay with me, because in the next lesson, I will give you specific shadowing exercises that you can start today, even if you are a complete beginner. These exercises will make your practice simple, structured, and effective, so you never feel lost again. Lesson 4. Beginner shadowing exercises. Now everything becomes practical. Until this point, you have understood the problem, and you have learned the method. But now we move into action, because speaking is not built by understanding alone. It is built by doing, repeating, and feeling the language in your mouth. This lesson is very important because here you will learn simple daily exercises that you can start immediately, even if you are a complete beginner. These exercises are not complicated. They are designed for real people, real struggles, and real progress. If you follow them daily, even for a short time, your speaking will start changing in ways that will surprise you. Let us begin with the first exercise. And this is one of the most powerful and simple techniques you can ever use. Exercise 1 is called sentence echo. The idea is very clear. You listen to one sentence, and then you repeat it like an echo. Not once, but multiple times. You are not trying to be perfect. You are trying to make your mouth familiar with the movement. For example, you hear a sentence like, "I am really happy today." Now you pause and say it, "I am really happy today." Then, you repeat it again, maybe a little better, "I am really happy today." Then one more time, with more confidence, "I am really happy today." Each repetition is like training your tongue. Each repetition builds control and comfort. Now take another sentence. "I don't understand this." Listen carefully, then repeat, "I don't understand this." Again, "I don't understand this." And again, "I don't understand this." You can also try, "This is very important." Repeat it slowly first. Then, naturally, "This is very important." The goal here is simple. Listen, repeat, and repeat again. This is how your tongue learns. Now let us move to the second exercise, and this one will help you remove pressure and improve clarity. Exercise 2 is slow shadowing. Many learners try to speak fast, and that creates stress. When you speak fast without control, your pronunciation breaks, and your confidence drops. So in this exercise, you will do the opposite. You will speak slower than the speaker. If the speaker says, "I am going to the market," you will say it slowly and clearly, "I am going to the market." This gives your tongue time to move correctly. It builds control. It improves your sound. Once you feel comfortable, you can increase your speed a little. Then a little more. But first, you must control the movement. Try these sentences slowly. "I am learning English every day." Say it with space and clarity. "I am learning English every day." Now another one. "She is talking to her friend." Speak it slowly. "She is talking to her friend." You will feel that your mouth is working more actively, and that is exactly what you want. Now we move to something very important that most learners ignore, but it changes everything. Exercise 3 is emotional copy. This is where your speaking becomes alive. You are not just saying words, you are expressing feelings. When you copy a sentence, you must copy the emotion behind it. For example, take the sentence, "I am so excited." Say it with energy, with a smile, with excitement. "I am so excited." Now take another sentence. "I am really tired." Say it with low energy, with a tired voice. "I am really tired." Feel the difference. Your mouth moves differently. Your tone changes. Your speaking becomes natural. Try more examples. "What are you doing here?" Say it with curiosity. "I can't believe this." Say it with surprise. "This is not good." Say it with seriousness. This exercise is very powerful because real communication is not only about words. It is about how you say them. When you train your emotions, you train your natural speaking ability. Now we come to the fourth exercise, and this one will give you awareness and control. Exercise 4 is mirror speaking. This is simple but very effective. Stand in front of a mirror and speak. Watch your mouth. Watch how your lips move. Watch how your tongue works. At first, it may feel strange, but very soon it will become your best tool. When you say, "I am practicing my English," look at your mouth and notice the movement. When you say, "This is a beautiful day," watch your lips and your expression. This helps you become more aware of your pronunciation. It also builds confidence because you start seeing yourself as a speaker. Try sentences like, "I can speak English," and look into your own eyes. Say it again, "I can speak English." This is not just practice. This is building belief. Now let us combine everything with a small practice routine that you can follow every day. Take 3 to 5 simple sentences. For example, "I am learning English. I feel confident today. I will practice every day. This is my journey. I am improving slowly." First, do sentence echo. Repeat each sentence 3 times. Then do slow shadowing. Speak each sentence slowly and clearly. Then do emotional copy. Add feeling to each sentence. Finally, stand in front of a mirror and say all sentences again with confidence. This full practice can take only 10 to 15 minutes, but it can change your speaking ability step by step. Now remember one important teaching point. You do not need long practice. You need consistent practice. 10 minutes every day is more powerful than 1 hour once a week. Your tongue learns through daily repetition. So keep it simple, keep it regular, and keep it focused. Another important point is this. Do not rush. Do not compare yourself with others. Your progress is your journey. Even small improvement is real progress. At this point, something should be clear in your mind. You are not stuck anymore. You now have exercises. You have a method. You have a path. And if you follow this path daily, your speaking will change. It is not a dream. It is a process. And now, if you think this is enough, wait, because in the next lesson we are going to push your tongue even further. You will learn powerful tongue training exercises that will increase your speed, improve your clarity, and make your speech stronger. Stay with me, because your transformation is already in progress. Lesson 5. Tongue Twister Training. Now your training becomes stronger, more active, and more exciting, because in this lesson, we are going to train your tongue directly. Until now, you have learned how to shadow native speakers, how to repeat sentences, how to copy emotion, and how to use your mouth like a real speaker. But now we are going to add one powerful exercise that can make your tongue faster, clearer, and more flexible. This exercise is called tongue twister training. Many learners think tongue twisters are only funny lines for children, but that is not true. Tongue twisters are serious speaking exercises. They train your tongue, lips, breath, rhythm, and pronunciation. They force your mouth to move carefully, and when your mouth learns to move carefully, your normal English speaking becomes much easier. A tongue twister works because it repeats difficult sounds again and again. Sometimes the sounds are very close to each other, like S and SH, or R and L, or B and P. Your tongue has to move quickly, but also correctly. At first, you may feel stuck. You may laugh. You may make mistakes. You may say the wrong sound. But that is exactly why this exercise works. It shows you where your tongue is weak. It shows you which sounds are hard for you. Then, with practice, your tongue becomes stronger and more controlled. This is like gym training for your mouth. When you practice tongue twisters daily, you improve clarity, control, pronunciation, and speaking confidence. But before we start, remember one golden rule. Clarity is more important than speed. Do not try to say tongue twisters fast in the beginning. Fast but unclear speaking is not fluency. Real fluency is clear, smooth, and natural speaking. So first, speak slowly. Then, speak a little faster. Then, speak naturally. Your goal is not to impress people with speed. Your goal is to train your mouth so that normal English sentences become easy. Also, smile a little while practicing. A small smile relaxes your mouth muscles and helps your lips move more freely. This small thing can make your speaking feel easier. Now let us begin with beginner tongue twisters. These are short, simple, and very useful for daily practice. Repeat each one slowly first. Red lorry, yellow lorry. This one trains your R and L sounds. Say it slowly. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Then repeat it 5 times. Another one is, she sells seashells. This trains SH and S sounds. Say it clearly. She sells seashells. Now try, I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. This one helps with SCR sounds and rhythm. You can also practice fresh fried fish. It is short, but it trains your lips and tongue quickly. Another good one is black back bat. This helps with B sounds and mouth control. Practice slowly and feel how your lips close and open. Now let us add more beginner-friendly tongue twisters that are very helpful for English learners. Say, big brown bears. Bring blue bags. This trains B sounds. Then, try. Tiny Tim took 2 tickets. This helps with T sounds. Another useful one is clean clams crammed in clean cans. This trains CL and CR sounds. Try. 4 fine fresh fish for you. This helps your sound become clearer. Then say, a proper cup of coffee from a proper copper coffee pot. This one is a little longer, but very powerful for lips, rhythm, and clear speech. Do not rush it. Break it into parts first, then join it. Now we move to intermediate tongue twisters. These are more difficult, so do not worry if you cannot say them perfectly at first. The first one is very famous. She sells seashells on the seashore. This trains sounds and smooth mouth movement. Say it slowly, then repeat. Another one is, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. This trains sounds and breath control. It may feel difficult, but it is excellent for building speaking speed. Try. Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter was bitter. This one trains sound and rhythm. Then practice. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? This one trains sound and sentence rhythm. Now let us use longer tongue twister paragraphs, because these are excellent for stronger mouth training. Start with this one slowly. Betty bought a bit of butter, but the bit of butter Betty bought was bitter, so Betty bought a better bit of butter to make the bitter butter better. This is not easy, but if you practice it daily, your lips, tongue, and rhythm will become stronger. Another powerful one is Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where is the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? This trains speed, control, and breath. Again, do not force speed. Go slowly first. Here is another excellent practice paragraph. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I am sure. So if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I am sure she sells seashore shells. This one is powerful for azad sounds. Many learners confuse these sounds, so this paragraph is very useful. Practice it every day for 1 week, and you will feel better control in your mouth. Another strong one is, if two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch? This helps with zag and sounds. It is difficult, but very good for intermediate learners. Now let me give you the exact practice method. Choose 3 tongue twisters every day. 1 easy, 1 medium, and 1 difficult. First, read each tongue twister slowly 3 times. Then say it without reading 3 times. Then say it with a small smile 3 times. After that, increase your speed a little and repeat it 2 more times. In total, you should repeat each tongue twister 5 to 10 times daily. This whole practice can take only 5 to 8 minutes, but it can create a big change if you do it consistently. Here is your daily mini routine. First, warm up with red lorry, yellow lorry. Repeat it 5 times. Second, practice she sells seashells on the seashore. Repeat it 5 times slowly. Third, practice 1 long tongue twister paragraph, like Betty's butter paragraph, 2 or 3 times. Then finish by speaking 1 normal sentence, such as, I am training my mouth to speak English clearly. This final sentence reminds your brain why you are doing this practice. The main teaching point is simple. Do not chase speed. Chase clarity. Speed will come later. If your tongue learns clear movement first, natural speed will grow automatically. But if you force speed too early, your mistakes will become stronger. So slow practice is not weak practice. Slow practice is smart practice. Now your tongue is getting stronger. Your mouth is becoming more flexible. Your speaking muscles are waking up. And in the next lesson, we will take this training and turn it into a daily speaking routine, so you know exactly what to do every morning or evening to build real fluency. Stay with me because your English is not just in your mind anymore. It is moving into your mouth. Lesson 6. Daily Speaking Routine. Now everything comes together. You understand the problem, you know the method, and you have already started training your tongue. But here is the truth that separates learners who improve from learners who stay stuck. It is not talent. It is not intelligence. It is consistency. Fluency is not built in one day. It is built in small, repeated actions every day. And in this lesson, I am going to give you a simple, realistic, and powerful daily routine that you can follow without stress. This routine is designed for real life. It does not require hours of study. It does not require special tools. It only requires your commitment for a few minutes every day. Let us start with the core idea. Consistency creates fluency. When you practice speaking a little every day, your tongue becomes familiar with English. Your mouth stops feeling uncomfortable. Your pronunciation improves slowly but surely. But when you practice only sometimes, your progress stops again and again. It is like trying to build strength but going to the gym only once a week. You feel motivated for one day, then everything disappears. So your goal is not to practice perfectly. Your goal is to practice regularly. Now let me give you a simple 10 to 15-minute daily routine that you can follow from today. This routine is powerful because it covers all the important parts of speaking. First, spend 5 minutes on shadowing. Take a short clip, listen carefully, and repeat sentence by sentence. Focus on sound, rhythm, and emotion. This warms up your speaking muscles. Second, spend 5 minutes on repetition and tongue training. Use the exercises from the previous lesson. Repeat simple sentences, practice tongue twisters, and speak slowly and clearly. This builds strength and control. Third, spend 5 minutes on self-speaking. This is where you speak on your own. Talk about your day, your feelings, or simple ideas. For example, say, "Today I woke up early," or "I am practicing English," or "I feel more confident today." This step is very important because it connects your practice to real speaking. Now you may ask, when should I practice, morning or evening? The answer is simple. Choose the time that you can follow every day. But there are small differences that can help you decide. Morning practice is very powerful because your mind is fresh. Your energy is high. If you start your day with English, your brain stays connected with it for the rest of the day. Even 5 minutes in the morning can create a strong habit. Evening practice is also good because it allows you to review your day. You can speak about what you did, what you learned, and what you felt. This builds real-life speaking ability, so you can choose morning, evening, or even both if you have time. The most important thing is not the time. The most important thing is consistency. Now let us talk about a realistic schedule, because you need to know what will happen if you follow this routine daily. In the first 7 days, you will feel something small but important. Your mouth will start moving more easily. Your pronunciation will feel slightly better. You may still feel slow, but you will notice improvement. Between day 8 and day 15, your speaking will become smoother. You will hesitate less. Your sentences will come out with more flow. Your confidence will start growing. By day 30, the change becomes visible. You will not be perfect, but you will feel comfortable speaking simple sentences. Your fear will reduce. Your voice will sound more natural. Now let us go deeper into levels, because many learners want to know how long it takes to improve from one level to another. If you are at A1 level, which means you know basic words but struggle to speak, then with daily 10 to 15-minute practice, you can move to A2 in about 30 to 45 days. At A2 level, you can understand simple sentences and speak basic ideas. If you continue the same routine with more confidence and practice, you can move from A2 to B1 in about 2 to 3 months. At B1 level, you can speak about daily topics with more comfort. And if you stay consistent, practice shadowing, and speak daily, You can reach B2 level in about 4 to 6 months. At B2 level, your speaking becomes more natural, more fluent, and more confident. These timelines are realistic, but they depend on one thing: daily action. Not perfect action, but consistent action. If you skip days, your progress will slow down. If you stay regular, your progress will accelerate. So do not think about years. Think about today. Think about the next 10 minutes. That is where your fluency is built. Now I want to tell you something very important. You do not need to feel ready to follow this routine. You only need to start. Even if your first day feels uncomfortable, it is still a success. Even if your pronunciation is not perfect, it is still progress. Every day you practice, you are building something inside you. You are training your muscles, your confidence, and your speaking ability. Let me give you a simple mindset to follow. Do not say, "I will practice when I have time." Say, "I will create time to practice." Because your future fluency depends on your present habit. And this habit does not need to be heavy. It needs to be consistent. At this moment, you should feel something powerful. You now have a clear daily routine. You know what to do. You know how long to do it. You know what results to expect. This is not confusion anymore. This is a plan. And if you follow this plan, your English will change step by step. And now, stay with me, because in the next lesson, we will talk about something that most learners struggle with: confidence. You will understand how your practice turns into real confidence, and how you can speak without fear, even if your English is not perfect. Your journey is moving forward, and your transformation is already happening. Lesson 7. From practice to confidence. Now we reach one of the most emotional parts of this journey, because this lesson is not only about your tongue, your mouth, or your pronunciation. This lesson is about your confidence. Many English learners think confidence means speaking perfect English without mistake, but that is not true. Confidence does not come from perfection. Confidence comes from repetition. Confidence comes from doing the same thing again and again until your body starts believing, "Yes, I can do this." This is why shadowing, tongue twisters, and daily speaking practice are so powerful. They do not only train your mouth, they also train your courage. Let us be honest. Many beginners are not silent because they know nothing. They are silent because they are afraid. They are afraid of making mistakes. They are afraid of sounding funny. They are afraid that someone will laugh. They are afraid that their sentence will break in the middle. So what happens? They choose safety. They stay quiet. They listen. They understand. They nod their head. But they do not speak. And slowly, silence becomes a habit. This is dangerous, because the more you stay silent, the more speaking feels difficult. But the moment you start practicing, daily, even alone, you begin to break that silence. There are 3 stages in this speaking journey. The first stage is the silent learner. This learner understands some English, but cannot speak comfortably. When someone asks a simple question, this learner freezes. The words are inside the mind, but they do not come out of the mouth. If this is you, do not feel bad. This is not failure. This is the starting point for many learners. The second stage is the slow speaker. This learner can speak, but slowly. Sentences may be short. There may be pauses. Pronunciation may not be perfect, but this stage is beautiful because it means the mouth has started moving. The third stage is the confident speaker. This learner still makes mistakes sometimes, but does not stop. This learner knows that communication is more important than perfection. This learner speaks, improves, and grows. Your goal is not to jump from silent learner to perfect speaker in one day. Your goal is to move from silence to slow speaking, and then from slow speaking to confident speaking. This is realistic. This is honest. This is how real progress happens. If you expect perfection too early, you will feel disappointed. But if you respect the process, you will feel powerful every day. Even one clear sentence is progress. Even one brave attempt is progress. Even one small conversation with yourself is progress. Now let us talk about mistakes, because this is where many learners lose confidence. Mistakes are not your enemy. Mistakes are your teacher. When you say a word incorrectly, your mouth learns. When you forget a sentence, your brain learns. When you repeat again, your confidence grows. A child does not stop walking because he falls. He stands again. A learner should not stop speaking because of mistakes. You must speak, make mistakes, correct yourself, and speak again. This is the natural path. Here is a powerful truth. Perfect English is not the entrance ticket to speaking. Speaking is the road that slowly improves your English. Many learners wait and say, I will speak when my grammar is better, but grammar becomes better through use. They say, I will speak when my pronunciation is perfect, but pronunciation improves through speaking. They say, I will speak when I feel confident, but confidence grows after speaking, not before speaking. So do not wait for confidence. Practice first, and confidence will follow. This is why your daily routine matters so much. When you shadow a native speaker every day, your mouth starts feeling English. When you repeat tongue twisters, your pronunciation becomes stronger. When you speak in front of a mirror, you start seeing yourself as an English speaker. These small actions send a message to your mind. I am not just learning English. I am becoming a speaker. This identity shift is very important. You stop seeing yourself as a weak learner, and you start seeing yourself as a speaker in training. Now let me give you a simple confidence exercise. Every day, after your shadowing practice, speak 3 sentences about yourself. Say them slowly and clearly. For example, I am learning English every day. My speaking is improving. I am not afraid of small mistakes. Repeat these sentences with emotion. Do not say them like empty words. Say them like you believe them, or at least like you are ready to believe them. Your voice affects your mind. When you hear yourself speaking English with confidence, even simple English, your fear begins to reduce. Another powerful exercise is recording your voice once a week. Many learners are afraid to hear their own voice, but this is a very useful habit. Record yourself speaking for 1 minute. Talk about your day, your learning, or your dream. Then, listen to it. Do not judge yourself harshly. Notice one thing that improved and one thing you can practice. Maybe your voice is clearer. Maybe your speed is better. Maybe your pronunciation of one word needs practice. This is how you become your own teacher. And remember, confidence does not mean you never feel nervous. Confidence means you speak even when you feel nervous. It means you do not let fear control your mouth. It means you give yourself permission to be a beginner. When you accept your beginner stage, you become free. You stop pretending. You start practicing. And real improvement begins. So today, make a promise to yourself. You will not wait for perfect English. You will speak with simple English. You will practice daily. You will make mistakes without shame. You will train your mouth and your confidence together. Because every sentence you speak is not just a sentence. It is proof that you are moving forward. You are very close now. In the final lesson, I will show you the complete 30-day transformation plan, so you will know exactly how long to practice, what results to expect, and how to turn this video into your daily speaking guide. Your confidence is already waking up, and in the next lesson we will turn it into a real plan. Lesson 8. Your 30-day transformation. Now we've reached the final lesson, and this is where everything becomes clear. You now understand that English speaking is not only a mental skill, it is also a physical skill. You now know that your tongue, lips, breath, voice, and mouth muscles need training. You have learned shadowing, sentence echo, slow practice, emotional copy, mirror speaking, tongue twisters, and a daily routine. So now the question is not, can I speak English? The real question is, will I train myself every day until speaking becomes natural? Because your English is not far away from you. It is inside you already. Your mind has collected words, meanings, and sentences for a long time. Now your mouth needs 30 days of honest training to bring those words out with confidence. Let us be realistic and clear. In 30 days, you will not become perfect. You will not suddenly speak like a native speaker. But you can become much better than you are today. You can become clearer. You can become faster. You can become less afraid. You can start speaking simple sentences without freezing. This is the real goal. The first victory is not perfect fluency. The first victory is movement. When your mouth starts moving, your confidence starts growing. And when confidence grows, speaking becomes easier day by day. This is why this 30-day plan is powerful. It does not promise magic. It gives you a real path. For the first 7 days, your goal is simple. Train your mouth to wake up. Practice 10 to 15 minutes daily. Start with 5 minutes of shadowing. Pick a short clip from a clear English speaker. Listen to one sentence, pause, and repeat it 3 times. Copy the sound, rhythm, and emotion. Then practice 3 tongue twisters slowly. Use easy ones like red lorry, yellow lorry, she sells seashells, and fresh fried fish. After that, stand in front of a mirror and say 5 simple sentences about yourself. Say, I am learning English. I am training my mouth. I can speak slowly. I am improving every day. I will not stop. In the first week, you may feel strange, but that is normal. Your mouth is waking up. From day 8 to day 15, your goal is smoother speaking. Now you will continue shadowing, but you will add more emotion. Do not repeat like a robot. If the speaker is happy, sound happy. If the speaker is surprised, sound surprised. If the speaker is serious, sound serious. This emotional practice is very important because real English is not flat. Real English has feeling. During these days, record your voice once or twice. Listen to yourself kindly. Do not insult your voice. Do not say, "I sound bad." Say, "This is my starting voice, and it is improving." Notice one small improvement and one thing to practice. This will make you your own teacher. From day 16 to day 30, your goal is natural speaking. Now you will still do shadowing and tongue twisters, but you will add self-speaking every day. Talk about your morning, your room, your work, your food, your feelings, and your goals. Keep the sentences simple. For example, say, "Today I woke up early. I drank water. I practiced English. I felt nervous, but I continued. I am proud of myself." This is real speaking. You are not just copying anymore. You are creating your own English. This is the bridge from practice to fluency. Now, let me give you the full daily plan. Practice for 15 minutes every day. Spend 5 minutes on shadowing, 5 minutes on repetition and tongue twisters, and 5 minutes on self-speaking or mirror speaking. Once a week, record your voice for 1 minute. At the end of every week, listen to your old recording and compare it with your new one. You will hear progress. Maybe it will be small, but it will be real. And real progress is enough to keep going. Now let us talk about results. After 7 days, most beginners can feel better mouth movement and clearer pronunciation. After 15 days, many learners feel less hesitation and more control. After 30 days, if you practice honestly, you can speak simple English with more comfort. You may still make mistakes, but you will not freeze the same way. Your mouth will feel more familiar with English. Your voice will feel more alive. Your confidence will become stronger. And remember this teaching point forever. Fluency is a habit, not a talent. Some people may learn faster, but everyone improves with practice. You do not need perfect grammar to start speaking. You need a trained mouth. You need daily repetition. You need courage. You need patience. English speaking is not built by waiting. It is built by speaking, repeating, correcting, and trying again. So from today, do not call yourself a silent learner. Call yourself a speaker in training. This identity matters. When you say, "I am a speaker in training," your mind understands that mistakes are part of the journey. Your mouth understands that practice is normal. Your confidence understands that you are moving forward. Watch this video daily for the next 30 days. Practice with it. Repeat the exercises. Follow the plan. Do not only understand the lesson, use the lesson. Because your mouth will not change by watching once. Your mouth will change by daily training. And now I want you to promise yourself one thing. You will not stop because of small mistakes. You will not wait for perfect English. You will train your mouth, your tongue, your voice, and your confidence every day. You are no longer just someone who understands English. You are becoming someone who speaks English. Your journey has already started. Now keep going, because your voice is waiting for you. If you truly want to speak English, don't let this video end here. Make it your daily practice. Watch it again tomorrow and the next day, and train your mouth step by step until speaking feels natural. Your progress depends on what you do every day, not what you watch once. So promise yourself that you will not stay a silent learner anymore. Come back to Bookish English regularly, because here you are not just learning English, you are building real speaking confidence. This is your space, your journey, and your transformation. Now tell me in the comments, are you ready to train your mouth and finally speak English? Thanks for watching this video. I will see you soon in the next video.